I remember the first time I fell in love. And she had an army husband and 3 sons. And I remember she made me crazy. She used to sit there and she would say, "You're growing a nice figure. You'll do well. Don't ever get married." And I remember she used to worry about me and boys. And I loved her like that tea in Florida when they give you the rock candy on the stick for you to stir with. I loved her like that. Oh, and I remember the first time I fell in love. We just saw each other. We had one of those oh shit moments like people in Russian plays are always waiting for. and then we sat in his car and he gave me this turtle pin. Because he said that turtles are power animals. I knew that meant he loved me. I knew then even more than when he told me. And I remember I kissed him on the front steps of my house, and the whole time I was thinking, Shelby, you have to remember this. Oh. And I remember the first time I fell in love, and her family bred Chihuahuas in Mississippi. I would have followed her anywhere. We made each other crazy. And I remember she kissed me on a Bible humper's bed really late at night in the middle of July. But she asked first. I remember she cried once because she was scared of the car wash. And I knew it then. I knew she loved me because she couldn't say it. That was proof. I knew it. I remember my mom. She used to think everything was so important. She would sit me down and she would say, "Shelby, now I want you to remember this all of your life. Now if I teach you one thing, I want it to be that." You know what I'm saying, sweetheart? Now, if your old mother teaches you one thing, I want it to be that. Will you remember that for me, sweetheart? I want you to remember that all of your life. And I don't remember. I forgot. It was like her voice used to boom around on my skull like ice, and I would try to remember, but I forgot all the time. And I remember the guy who wrote The Little Prince said that language is the source of misunderstandings. And I think he must have felt how I feel, It's like I found this translator on the internet that it basically took popular American catchphrases and turned them into a bunch of different languages. So it would take "I love fig Newtons" and turn it into Bulgarian and then Korean and then Spanish and then French and then back to English. So after the translator, "I love fig Newtons" would turn into "I love fruit tree time with mom." And my favorite one was from this sign on a pond that basically said, "Please do not feed the fish with outside food." And after the translator, it turned into, "Please do not feed the fishes with your private parts." I'm not saying it right. I'm not saying what I mean. I don't know what is so wrong with me that I think I can't just say it. Whatever it is, to someone else. And whenever I try, my hands get shaky and I touch the bridge of my nose and I recross my legs and I can't just say it. I'm trying so hard to be calm that I can't do anything. But there's something about you terrifies me so much that I have to do something. because I have to, because I must. You know, and every time you move, your voices, they boom around on my skull like ice, and I can't do anything. You know, but lately I've been meeting these people who, they know exactly what to say all the time. And when I meet them, my hands don't even shake. I'm just crippled, you know? And lately, I've been feeling like I finally zoomed out on that gigantic sand picture I've been making, and I don't even care if it's good anymore, you know? Oh, I read this Shakespeare play, and Shakespeare wrote this character, Helena, and she always knows what to say, even through the whole thing. She just knows what to say, even when it's hard. And I remember she said, "I know I love in vain, strive against hope. Yet, in this captious and untenable sieve, I will still pour in the waters of my love and lack not to lose still." Thus, Indian-like, religious in mine error, I adore the sun who looks upon his worshipper and knows of him no more. I remember, she said, "My dearest madam, let not your hate encounter with my love for loving where you do, but if yourself, whose age and honor cites a virtuous youth, did ever in so true a flame of liking wish chastely and love dearly that your Diane was both herself and love, then, oh, give pity on her, whose state is such but cannot choose, but lend and give where she is sure to lose." I guess that's what I've been trying to say. So,